Good evening, good people. Big Huck. Checking in, and I've been getting a lot of inboxes, emails, text messages, just from people that's that has been asking for my opinion and what I think about the whole Doe B, Frank White, T.I. situation. Um, I don't like to speak on it because with me it's too close to home, and more so than anything, I would like to see him rest in peace. You know what I mean? And not shed such a damn light over the whole situation. Um, I know what he symbolized, and I know what he stood for. You know what I'm saying? And first and foremost, Montgomery and Alabama was like his biggest two priorities, to see us at the top, not just as far as the music game, as the whole entertainment field in general. Now with the situation with Frank, I mean, Frank is doing a lot of shit that I wouldn't agree on, nor would I participate with, because to me, the shit is petty, you know what I mean? But I can't blame him, you know what I mean? It's all he had, so as far as the paperwork, I can give you I can straighten up facts. I can only speak facts, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let y'all see what Frank was indebted to, what his title was, and I can also show you who Doe was officially signed to, who he was officially signed to. Like right here, I got Frank White and Doe B personal management agreements. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see the date. You can see the date. That's personal management agreements. And I think it was signed June the 9th, 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what the personal management agreement is, it's a contract signed between Doe, Frank White, Franklin White, and these son around. Okay. Frank White acted as a manager. You know what I mean? And the weird part about Frank White paperwork is, no, it's signed on the 19th of June 2012. Now the scary part about this paperwork, it's signed a month before Doe paperwork with, I don't know if you can see it, but that's Geffen. That's Geffen Records. Now, if you can see the date, it's signed basically a month before his major contract with Geffen. And me, I feel as if Frank acted very quickly and had to move swiftly to get indebted into some sort of paperwork with Doe B. You know what I mean? And Doe signed the paperwork with Frank White as a manager before I was able to look over the contracts. Now, me and Doe have no legal binding, because me, I wasn't that type of nigga. I started fucking with Doe in 2010. You know what I'm saying? He came to me on some shit to help him. No, well, Frank was the manager, but I can say this, Frank has nothing invested into Doe's career, period. And it's not me speaking against Frank. I would tell Frank in his face, you never put a penny towards Doe's career. You didn't give a fuck if Doe had rise to important engagements. You never gave a fuck if Doe had rise to shows. You never cared about his appearance, nor did you contribute to, street term, his shining. Now, the contract with Frank, like I said, was signed on the 19th of June, 2012. His contract with Geffen was signed August 22nd, 2012. Only probably 2 months. Okay, you know, like I know, you had to hurry up and get some sort of paperwork or your name in some sort of signature with Doe. Meaning you done got into plenty arguments, basically fights about it. And you also knew a month or two before Doe death that y'all had a big fight about his royalties, because you also got 50% of his royalties. So the thing that y'all are seeing running through the internet and social media today that Tip posted is true. Frank, you got 50%. Now, you was on the verge of getting fired for signing on to that 50%. You was about to get fired. You know it, I know it. Maybe the spectators and the people on the outside may not know, but you know and I know the truth. You was about to get fired months before Doe. He wasn't even answering the phone for you, Frank, for probably 3-4 months. So the deal with T.I., Doe and T.I. had no legal binding. Period. Now, what I think T.I. was gonna do was try to help Doe get out of his situation, not only with Frank, but was trying to better his situation with Geffen. And by the time he died, I think his paperwork was going off into the Interscope branch. But here's his paperwork. It's thick too. It's thick. It's a lot of shit. Paperwork with Geffen. It's a lot of shit. And like I said, I also have a contract with Frank. Now, the whole situation, it'll probably take a documentary to speak on the whole situation and the events that happened leading up to his last days. But what I would ask Frank to really chill out. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's over, but you really making my people look bad to me. You know what I mean? And like I say, it's sort of a touchy situation, so I really don't want to speak on it. You know what I mean? But if anybody did any cross shit, it's you, Frank. You did a lot of cross shit. You crossed me out to get your 25, your whole 50%. You crossed me out, which it really didn't matter because I had Doe. So I ain't had to fuss over being no manager or receiving no type of management points, because for me, the picture was so much bigger. But then again, like I said, before he died, he told you in your face, when something happened to him, you was gonna be the one to suffer the most. And it's clear that you're the one suffering the most. The only thing I can really speak on is for T.I. I'm gonna say again, thank you for everything you did. But I know that a lot of shit didn't come free, because Geffen was gonna pay, or if I think they paid. I don't think the Let Me Find Out remix and all that bullshit came free. You know what I mean? That was a deal done between the label and T.I., not Doe and T.I. You know what I mean? Shit, they know what Doe had to go get his money and his bagging from. His bagging came from the streets of Montgomery. His people, his CBM people. Shout out to Fee. Shout out to Lil Daddy. Shout out to Queedy. Shout out to Vez. I got to give a big salute to Junior Boss, because he played a major part. Fathead, he played a major part, rest in peace. But the streets, we made sure Doe was gonna shine. The street made sure Doe was gonna make it. The street made sure Doe was gonna be that nigga. You know what I mean? Outside of that, the only person that I know that helped his career financially was Geffen. Because they put up the $250,000 budget, and they also, throw $30, $40, $50,000 in their pocket. Frank, you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing, my brother. You know what I mean? And then it's not a shot at you. It's not a shot at you. This is just the truth. You did nothing. You did nothing. You gave nothing towards Doe nor his career. You gave nothing. You only benefited. So I ask that if you gonna do the music, fine, do the music. You know what I mean? But don't make Doe look bad. You making him look bad, dog. When you know what he stood for. You making him look bad. Not only if you making him look bad, you making Montgomery look bad. It's a lot of stuff. This story deserves a movie. Just can't talk about this shit. Gotta be acted out. But once again, I'll be getting this shit together, all the facts together, and soon I'll be giving the public what they want, and they want the truth, and I will feed them the truth. You know what I mean? It's a situation that I can no longer not speak on, because y'all shedding a fucked up light over my dude, man. A fucked up light over my dude, man. And I'm gonna check out, but then again, you know what I'm saying? I possessed all his fun, and then I feel like the music been stole from me. The music been stole from me. The music been stole. And I just sat back for 2-3 years and said nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna feed y'all the truth though.